Welcome to Lethal Company Encyclopedia, a series where I explain the ins and outs of anything Lethal Company. Today's topic, 7 Dine. Dine is one of the 11 available moons to travel to in Lethal Company. It is one of the 3 snowy moons and has a hard rating. First, we'll talk about the terminal info for Dine. The terminal info reads, Conditions. Its planet orbits a white dwarf star, making for inhospitable, cold conditions. Constant blizzards decrease visibility. History. Several famous travelers went missing here, giving it some reputation. Their bodies are unlikely to be found due to the planet's conditions. Fauna. It's highly unlikely for complex life to exist here. The terminal info for Dine is exactly the same as the terminal info for its cousin moon, Rend. Next, we'll talk about the outdoor layout of Dine. Dine is one of the snowy moons, meaning there is a constant blizzard on the surface. This blizzard does not affect monsters, but does limit the player's vision and hearing. Dine is snowy and rocky with many mountains on the moon's surface. Here we have the map of Dine's outdoors. We can see here that there's a dark path on the ground leading to the main entrance. There will be like a fence right here that you can walk past. Main entrance, pretty much a straight shot from the opening of the ship, aside from this mountain that you have to go around, but that path will lead you there. If you go a little bit further and to the right, you'll see the fire exit not too far away. These lights, there's nothing around them. The dropship where you'll buy items, the items will be delivered to you, is to the right of the ship directly, and then to the left of the opening of the ship, you'll find one of Sigard's logs. There's mountains all over the surface, as you can see, and there will be a blizzard outside at all times. Next, we'll get into the statistics for Dine. Dine is a hard moon with a risk level of S. Being a hard moon, it does cost credits to travel to Dine. Dine costs 600 credits to travel to. Dine's interior will usually be a mansion with a chance of 67.11%, but sometimes it's a mineshaft with a chance of 31.32%, and very rarely it can spawn as a factory with 1.57% chance. Dine has one of the larger interiors in the game, with a map multiplier of 1.8 times. Dine has 3 possible weather conditions: rainy, flooded, and eclipsed. When Dine has a flooded weather condition, the water level starts very high and it even blocks off the main entrance, making players forced to go to fire exit. The water level decreases as the day goes on. When Dine is eclipsed, all of the nighttime power is filled out immediately and 4 entities also spawn inside right away. Dine has by far the highest scrap count of any moon in the game, ranging from 200 items to 249 items. Dine has a very unique loot table, with the majority of the items only being able to spawn on Dine. Most of the items are body parts, like the foot, hand, ribcage, among others. The only 2 items that can spawn anywhere else are the whoopee cushion and Easter egg, but these are the least common items you'll find on Dine. The 2 most common items on Dine are the foot and hand, with a spawn chance of 20.24 each. The ribcage and bone are very close behind, with almost a 16% spawn chance. The most expensive item on Dine is the heart, with an average of 62 credits, but it can go all the way up to 99 credits. Everything else on Dine is very cheap, averaging around 10 credits. The only 3 items with weight on Dine are the knee, heart, and Easter egg. The knee is 5 pounds, the heart is 31 pounds, and the Easter egg is 3 pounds. There are no conductive items on Dine, which does not matter due to the lack of a stormy weather condition. The only 2-handed items on Dine are the ribcage and the heart. The map hazards on Dine are as follows. Turrets average of 3 with a maximum of 18, landmines have an average of 8 with a maximum of 35, and spike traps have an average of 3 with a maximum of 8. The indoor power cap in Dine is 16 with a deviation of 4, the outdoor power cap is 7 with a deviation of 3, and Dine does not spawn any daytime entities. If you don't know what spawn deviation is, it's kind of complicated, but basically it just helps the game determine how many entities it's going to spawn in any given cycle. The higher the deviation, the wider range of entities it could spawn. The indoor entity spawn chances are displayed on the screen. Most likely you're going to see butlers and a barber. This is due to the butler's extremely high spawn chance and also high max spawn count. The butler is killable and stunnable, but the barber is not killable. Everything else has lower than 10% chance, so it's not guaranteed, but due to the high indoor power level, you're most likely going to see other things like hoarding bugs and even a jester. As for outdoor entities, you're most likely going to see Forest Keepers and Eyeless Dogs. Forest Keepers have a spawn chance of 60%, Eyeless Dogs have a spawn chance of 30%, but there's also a small chance you see Old Birds or Earth Leviathans. As I said before, Dine does not spawn any daytime entities. Outdoor entities start to spawn on Dine at around 3 p.m. Now we'll go over some strategies to use on the inside and outside of Dine. When looting inside on Dine, it's smart to loot with a partner so that butlers will never attack you, as there's definitely going to be a bunch in there. It's also good to kill the butlers at the very end of the run to get their kitchen knives for either a weapon or scrap, but make sure you do it at the end because the masked hornets will be running around chasing you all day if you do it at the beginning. Due to the new incredibly high scrap count on Dine, there are new metas being discovered on best ways to loot it. It's best to go with the company cruiser so that you can ensure you get all of your scrap back on time. Even though there's a constant blizzard outside on Dine, it doesn't prevent Forest Keepers from seeing you, so you should make sure you're using the mountains around you as cover as you make your way back to the ship. Lastly, I'll go over some of the lore that Dine brings to the table. Sigard's log hiding can be found on Dine. I'll show you how you can get to it from the ship. Okay, so this is how you're going to get the log. I do have Imperium installed right now, and I turned the fog off, so we should be able to see decently well. Alright, so the ship lands, and you're going to take a left, heading not directly left, but slightly angled to the right. And you're going to go around here. You get to this edge and you just walk around here, and it's a little strange to do this, but you got it. And then you just walk up this mountain, not that difficult, and then you take a left, hard left, up to this second part of the mountain, and it's right here. Boom. The hiding log goes like this. September 30, 1968. I keep having bad dreams about the company building where the company breaks out of that giant concrete wall, but I don't know if it looks like anything. I just think it's really fast and it's so big it covers the sky. We can't figure out a way to know if the voices on the phone are real. Desmond says it's too far away. I asked him if he could take control of the autopilot and he said I'm crazy and that could kill us. Yes, I am crazy, Desmond. He says we would have to get our own private flight to go to the coordinates, and who knows what would actually be there. So what if it's nothing? I started wondering how I can't remember how we really got here. No. I just remember little things like the shuttle flight to the building where we signed our contracts. But I don't remember getting on the shuttle. I don't even remember saying bye to Dad. Sometimes I feel this deep pit in my stomach and I have to think just to remember my name. In my dreams, it feels like the company isn't trapped in there at all. It's just hiding. I don't know if we're going home. Another question with Dine's lore is the unique loot table. Why are there so many body parts, and why do they only ever spawn on Dine? Also, what's the deal with butlers and barbers? Why are their spawn chances so high and everything else so low? Are barbers the reason why there's so many body parts on Dine? As of right now, there's no confirmed answers to these questions. My personal theory is that barbers were made to kill butlers. As we know, butlers are bags of meat piloted by these supernatural mask hornets. In-game, when you kill a butler, it pops like a balloon, and Barber's main weapon are these big scissors that they carry around. Dine's unique loot table is due to Barbers walking around, chopping up butlers all day long. When you come into contact with a barber, it thinks you're a butler, and it tries to kill you. This, of course, is all just speculation, and nothing is confirmed. It's just my personal theory. Thank you for watching today's encyclopedia video on Dine. Let me know if there's anything I missed, any questions you have, or anything like that. Also, let me know suggestions for other videos that I can do, and please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.